On the 25th of May, 1985, Juventus fans arrived at Heysel Stadium in Brussels, wearing black and white scarves, expecting to watch their team lift the European Cup. They never could have imagined that before a single ball was kicked, 39 of their own would be dead. But that's not the story we're telling today. Because sometimes, a match doesn't get decided by tragedy. Sometimes, it gets decided by something quieter. Something that happens in a boardroom, or a back office, or a phone call that nobody was supposed to hear. Something that happens days, sometimes weeks, before the referee even blows his whistle. And once you understand how deep this goes, how organized it is, how many people are involved, and how much money is moving, you'll never watch a football match the same way again. Let's go back to May 2002. South Korea is co-hosting the FIFA World Cup. The country has poured billions into the tournament. New stadiums, new infrastructure, a nation holding its breath. And their team? Decent, hard-working, but nobody expected what was about to happen. South Korea beat Spain. They beat Italy. They beat Portugal. They reached the semi-finals of a World Cup they were hosting, which had never been done by an Asian nation in the history of the competition. The entire country erupted. Streets flooded with people. It was one of the greatest underdog stories ever told. Except the people watching closely weren't celebrating. They were frowning. Byron Moreno, the referee who handled South Korea versus Italy, disallowed a perfectly clean Francesco Totti goal, sent off Marco Materazzi on a questionable second yellow, and ruled out a golden goal from Damiano Tomasi for a foul that television replays showed never happened. Italy was eliminated. Later that same year, Moreno was suspended by FIFA for irregular officiating in his domestic league. Not long after, he was arrested at New York's JFK airport with heroin strapped to his body. That same tournament, the referee for Spain versus South Korea disallowed 2 legitimate Spanish goals at crucial moments. Spain went out. The referee, Gamal Al-Gandour, was never assigned another World Cup match again. FIFA quietly moved on. No official explanation was ever given to the Spanish Football Federation. 3 officials, 3 sets of suspicious calls, all pointing in one direction. An internal review was opened. FIFA stayed quiet. The findings were never fully published. The match had already been decided. The only question was when. But South Korea 2002 isn't even the most brazen example of what this world is capable of. In 2006, Italian football cracked open. Not because of anything that happened on the pitch, but because of phone calls. Thousands of them, recorded. Luciano Moggi, the general manager of Juventus, the most powerful and celebrated club in Italian football, had been making calls. Calls to referee designators, calls to officials, calls placed before matches, requesting specific referees by name. And in some cases, those exact referees were then assigned to those exact games. The scandal became known as Calciopoli. When the dust finally settled, Juventus, the reigning Serie A champions, were stripped of 2 consecutive league titles and relegated to Serie B for the first time in their entire history. AC Milan, Fiorentina, and Lazio were also handed points deductions. The whole foundation of Italian football had to be re-examined. Over 4 decades of results were called into question. Moggi's response when confronted? He claimed everyone did it, that he was simply more efficient at it than most. And the terrifying part is, he may not have been entirely wrong. Here's what makes all of this so difficult to untangle. Most fixed matches don't look fixed. That is the entire point. A referee awards a penalty in the 78th minute. A striker misses a chance he would normally bury in his sleep. A goalkeeper fumbles a shot he has saved 100 times in training. These aren't moments that set off alarms. They don't light up red on a screen. They're moments that get blamed on nerves, on pressure, on a bad day, on human error. That's what makes this so dangerous. It hides in plain sight. Europol, the European Union's law enforcement agency, published a report in 2013. It identified 680 suspicious matches across Europe alone. Club fixtures, national team qualifiers, even Champions League games. They had evidence of criminal networks spanning Asia, Europe, and West Africa, moving hundreds of millions of euros through international betting markets in coordinated, structured operations. 680 matches, and that was only the ones they could trace. The machinery behind match fixing isn't what most people picture. It isn't a gangster walking into a dressing room with a briefcase full of cash. It is far subtler than that. It is a squad player, low on his contract year, struggling financially, who gets a message from someone promising to solve his problems if he just has one bad game at the right moment. It is a referee from a low-income country who earns less in a month than the fix pays in a single afternoon. It is a club official who quietly bets against his own team through a third party, then nudges selection decisions in a direction that guarantees the outcome. The money doesn't need to buy an entire team. It only needs to buy one moment, one call, one mistake that doesn't look like a mistake. That is all it takes. There is a word that football people use when they want to dismiss suspicion: controversy. A controversial decision, a controversial result. It's a comfortable word. It keeps things vague. It stops people from asking the next question. But controversy implies accident. It implies that reasonable people simply disagreed. What Calciopoli revealed, what Europol documented, what Byron Moreno's career quietly confirmed, none of that was accidental. It was architecture, a system built carefully, funded generously, and protected by the one thing that keeps it all running smoothly: silence. So the next time you're watching a match and something happens that makes you tilt your head, a strange call, a goal that comes too easily, a result that defies every statistic and every prediction, remember this: not every mystery on a football pitch has an innocent explanation. Some matches end exactly the way they were always going to end, before the coin toss, before the anthems, before anyone even laced their boots. The result was already written.